Okay, so now we have finished the first week of class and are moving on to the second and third week. I've been really pleased with how the course is going so far. A few things that I would like us to really start working on as we move toward completing the final project is focusing on the idea of representation, which is the theme of the course. And there's a file on D2L that you should read about writing about representation. Essentially, thinking about representation, what we need to remember is that a representation brings to it certain things that whatever it's representing may or may not have. For example, this is a glass. When I hold it right here, it's just a plain glass. However, if I decide to draw this glass or photograph it or paint it or write a poem about it, then I'm creating a representation of the glass. The way that that representation will differ from the glass itself is that it will have whatever I bring to the representation, however I interpret the glass is going to show up in my representation of it. So as we're looking at representations of women, thinking about how women represent themselves, how they're represented by others, I want us to focus on thinking about what extra is in that representation, what comes from the artist or the creator or the society, what messages are brought into this image or creation, representation of a woman, and what can we learn from that? So keep thinking in that way as we move through different texts this week. I thought the fairy tale discussions went really well. They were at the forefront of my mind when I went to see Alice in Wonderland with my kids this weekend. I was thinking about what types of feminist and perhaps not so feminist messages, what ideas of women were present in those representations, and what conventions I saw in that film. So, and that is what I hope that you will take from this class ultimately, is to have that critical lens to view all of the representations we see on a daily basis and think about what they're saying about our society, what needs, what fears, what anxieties they tend to reflect. Your short paper, the first short paper, the only short paper we do in this class, is due tomorrow, and that can be on any contemporary issue that you think seems relevant to our course theme, Women in Western Culture. If you have any questions, a few people have sent me emails asking about their ideas, and that's a fine idea. Feel free to do that. Also, your third email, the assessment email, is coming up, and we'll have our discussion number 4, I guess it is, starting this evening. So I am looking forward to that. Wollstonecraft, Stanton, Grimke, and Truth, all really interesting texts that encourage us to focus on the theme of activism and the way women were advocating for themselves. So we've got some good stuff coming up. Keep up the good work.